Hi, it's Cheryl from My Well-Rounded Life. Today I am bringing you that Q&A video. A couple weeks ago I asked you if you were interested in a Q&A video to get to know me a little better, and if so, start providing me with questions. And I've been writing them down, and I have a total of 18 questions. A lot of them were repeats. I mean, there were more than 18 questions, but they were repeats, so I wrote them down, then I had to take a little time to think about what I was going to say so that I wouldn't take up so much time coming up with an answer on the fly to make this video longer than it needs to be. I broke the questions up into 3 categories: personal, Weight Watcher specific, and just weight loss. And let's get started right away. We'll do the weight loss, then the Weight Watchers, and then the personal questions. And the first question I have is, and excuse me if I look down a lot, I've got 3 pages of notes and questions and answers. My first question for under the weight loss is, if you could have only one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I'm assuming they mean if that's all I could eat. And of course, I'm a person who needs a lot of variety in my life. I'm not one of those people that could just eat the same thing every day for breakfast, the same thing every day for lunch, and I can't do that. I'm every day, or every other day at least, I'm constantly looking for variety. Ask Chrissy, I think it drives her crazy. But anyway, if I had to pick something, I would say a traditional, or my traditional Thanksgiving dinner. And that would be the turkey with the stuffing and the gravy, the mashed potatoes, the sweet potato casserole, the harvest vegetable dish that we make, the cranberry sauce, and what else? Dinner rolls and butter, and pumpkin pie with whipped cream for dessert. So I could certainly eat that for at least a few days anyway. If I had to eat that for the rest of my life, I think I would be quite upset. All right, my second question is, what's your favorite healthy snack? I believe this question came from Gina Pearson. It was actually the hardest question I received. I really didn't know. I just didn't know. I don't like healthy snacks. But one of my favorite things that I do make would be, if you took some deli turkey, maybe 2 or 3 nice thick slices, and rolled them up on your plate, 1/3 of a cup of 4% milk fat cottage cheese, maybe some beets, I love beets, and some grapes. And I mean, that's almost like a meal, but not really. Not really. And the only thing that's the points is, I think it's 3 points for the 1/3 cup of the cottage cheese. And I can't eat cottage cheese unless it's the 4%. Anything less than that is gross. But that would be my healthy snack. Yummy. All right, do you like to exercise? Do I like to exercise? Of course not. Not too many people I know do. Though there was a time in my life when I really did enjoy getting out there and doing what I did. I used to do aerobics, and regular aerobics, dance aerobics, step aerobics. I loved it. Don't suffer too loudly. I just loved it so much. And I don't anymore because everything hurts. And because I'm so fat, it's almost impossible for me to exercise. And I'm really not looking to exercise until I get under 200 pounds. And then we'll see how my joints feel and what maybe I can start to do. Let's see. What's my favorite breakfast? Well, that's easy. Stop it. Biscuits and sausage gravy. Hands down. And give me a side of home fries, crispy with onions and bacon. And that's something I could eat on the regular, I think, until I got sick of it. But yeah, I would love that. Stop it. Sorry about the dogs. The problem is that I've turned all the sound off. There's no TV playing or music. And there's a dog barking across the hallway. We have outside hallways called breezeways. And when that dog is left alone, he barks almost the whole time. And if it's too quiet in the house here, my dogs can hear that dog right across the hall. And it gets them very upset. I'm rubbing Gracie. Anyway, so you're probably going to hear them bark and me yell. So that's my favorite breakfast, and I'm sticking to it. All right, do I plan meals for a week at a time and make in one day? So basically, do I meal plan and meal prep? No, not at all. It's very hard for me to do that for just one person. Chrissy works 2 jobs. She's gone all the time, and when she is home, she almost never eats anything that I have made. If we make plans that she's going to be home for dinner and I'm going to cook, that's one thing, but otherwise, no. And it's just not fun to meal plan for one. I do it. I make some egg salad, some chicken salad. I'll make a pot of chili and divvy it up. But on the regular, no. I can't just sit down and make a meal plan for the next week and go shopping for it and make all this food and put it away. The idea of it is actually depressing. So I just kind of fly by the seat of my pants and I eat whatever. I go shopping for food at the grocery store every other Thursday for my big order, and then at least once in between to get the fresher foods and anything that I've run out of. And it's mostly just for me. Let's see. Yep, Gracie Lou, that's it for the weight loss stuff. There's people outside playing in the snow also. It's our first snow. And they're both sitting by the door watching it. They can't see a thing. Oh, another big doggy. I'm gonna have to go. I'll be right back. I'm back. Hey. It's like toddlers. As soon as you get on the phone, they start. All right, on to the Weight Watchers specific questions. When did I start Weight Watchers and what prompted it? Well, I started it the week before Easter. Sorry, I didn't mean to shake it. 2018. And the reason why I started it was the fact that I have diabetes and that I'm slowly dying on the inside, and that I was 308 pounds when I found out I had diabetes, that I had absolutely no future to look forward to. I was sick all the time. I could barely move. It was so hard to function, and I knew that if I didn't do something about it, I was just gonna die. I had a very bleak perspective of my future, and something had to give. And I had lost some weight on my own before I joined Weight Watchers. So I was 262 when I started, and now I'm 230. I was 226 until my 2-week birthday debauchery last month, when I ate whatever I wanted to for 2 weeks and gained 7.6 pounds, and I'm still trying to lose that. But anyway, my why, my Weight Watcher why, is very strong, because I don't want to die, because I refuse to die of diabetic complications, because I want a future. That's my why, and that's what keeps me going. And that's the reason why I was prompted to start losing weight. How long have I been on Weight Watchers? 6.5 months now. How much have I lost? I lost 35.6 pounds, but now I'm at the 32-point mark because of what happened during my birthday break last month. How much do I want to lose? I want to lose a minimum of 100 pounds. We're looking at, if I'd like to get down to 160, so that would technically be 98 pounds. So we'll see. Originally, my goal, and I think my goal is still 175 within the Weight Watcher app and everything. That would be really nice. I remember one time I got down to 193 and I felt like a new woman, but that was back in my 30s. And I would like to lose even more. So my highest goal would be 175. My lowest would be 150. I know because I'm only 5'1", I'm only supposed to weigh, I think it says between 119 and 129. Well, that's silly. I've been overweight for too long. I've had 2 children, and I just don't see it. And I don't want to hear, oh, you can do it no matter what. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to think about getting all the way down to 130 again. If I can reach 175 and I feel really good, that's great. Another thing that scares me about losing too much more than that is excess skin. I can't afford to have it removed. And I heard that it's a very painful and uncomfortable thing to live with. So I really don't want to have to deal with that. So I'm going to say somewhere between 160 and 175. And just leave it at that for now because I have no idea, really. Do I, Luna? No. No. Do I eat all my points? Yes and no. Some days I eat right up to 23 points, and some days I eat, let me see, one day last week I ate 14 points. I still got a blue dot. But now that I changed my plan around and I eat what I want on the weekends, I eat my 23 points for the day, I eat the 42 points for the week, you know, the weeklies, and then some. So these days I am eating all my points and then some. But I'm experimenting with a new plan, and this is only my 2nd week. It was successful the 1st week, so we'll see on the 2nd week how well I do. I don't know, I'm feeling pretty fat today. Maybe it's just this shirt. Do I count calories? No, I don't count calories. I wouldn't even know where to begin, but it's something that I'll consider doing if freestyle stops working for me. You know, as you lose weight, the closer you get to your goal, as your body adjusts to all the new foods that you're eating, it becomes a little more difficult to lose weight. And you have to kind of trick your body into thinking you're doing something different. And maybe I'll start counting calories at that point. But for right now, I'm happy with freestyle, doing things the way I am. Sorry, I'm just checking the time. All right, that brings us to the personal questions, and I have 8. Hobbies. Games and games on my phone. Like games on my phone. What are my hobbies? I like YouTubing. I love to blog because I love to write. I love painting and scrapbooking. Scrapbooking I haven't done in a while, but I still have all my things, and it was something that I love doing and I would love to get back into. But really, photographs in a photo book, it's just not really done so much anymore. You know, it's all digital, but I still enjoy doing it. Let me see. On my phone, I have a favorite game called 1010, and that's 1010. I have it on my phone and my tablet. That's the only game I have on my phone, and I play it when I get in bed, when I go to the doctor's office, if I'm sitting in a exam room waiting, and I just play that. It helps really pass the time. If I'm in the car with Chrissy and she leaves me in the car to run in the store for something, I'll pull that right out and just start playing it. I have been playing it for years, and it is my most favorite game. It's addictive, and I love it. And it's not Tetris, even though it looks a little Tetris, but it's not. And my highest score is 19,716. That's what I keep trying to beat, you know. You just try to beat your highest score, try to do better. And if any of you play 1010, let me know, and let me know what your high score is. On my tablet, I play Tri-Peaks, a new one called Slices, which I haven't played in a while. It's kind of boring. I'll probably take it off. I love my Magic Piano. That's fun. Matchington Mansion. It's this girl in a mansion, and you help her try to get all the rooms cleaned up and everything, and you have to play those match 3 games, which I hate. And I'm getting to the point where that game's making me too mad, because if I have to play the same game 10 times to finally get it, to get my 1 little star, to do something that I need 3 stars for, no, I lose patience with stuff like that. All these games are so easy at first, and they get you sucked in, and then it just gets harder and harder. And I give up on them, because when it's not fun anymore, it's not worth it. So that's kind of where I'm at with Matchington Mansion. It's kind of lame. Let me see. Oh, and Recolor. Recolor is like a coloring book, digital coloring book. I've had that for a while. Okay, on Magic Piano, I wrote down a note here that right now I am trying to master the song Dance of the Sugar Plum Fairies. That came out for the season, and I keep practicing it to try and get better at it, and I'm still not very good, but I need to keep practicing. And so if you haven't tried Magic Piano, you should try that. Second question, what do I do for a living? Well, literally what I do for a living, I'm a live-in dog sitter. That's what I do for a living. My daughter said, if you want to come and live with me and take care of Luna for me, and you can live here, you know, well, we lived somewhere else before here. And I said, okay. And of course, I'm on YouTube and I'm working toward being monetized at 1,000 subscribers, and that would be very nice, but I know it's pittance. You get paid almost nothing on YouTube for a very long time unless you've got, you know, lots and lots and lots of subscribers. You're not really making a lot, and then you have to worry about paying your own taxes. So you have to put about half of what you make away to pay your taxes. So that's just kind of a, will you stop it? Stop that. She's just licking the cage. I can't stand that. She's such a licker. Okay, sorry. Anyway, so I'm not planning on YouTube being there to help me financially anytime soon. Right now, YouTube is more of a hobby. And eventually, when I start making a few pennies on ads, that will be fine. But I would like to get a part-time job doing something I like once I lose enough weight. Right now, I can't stand for long periods of time. I have to, in church, I have to sit down after the second song during the worship service. And I can't bend, I can't squat, I can't stand for long, my legs get numb, my knees hurt, I can't lift things. What can I do? I can sit at a desk and do things. And I did that for 16 years. I was chained to a desk by a phone, inbound and outbound, call center and office surroundings, and I just couldn't stand it any longer, and that's why I quit, because I couldn't stand to be there. When you wake up with your alarm and you sit up in bed and you know, you think for a second, who am I, where am I, what time is it, and the moment it hits you, yes, the reason why you're getting up at 5:30 in the morning is to go there and sit at that place for another 8 hours, and then you just start to cry, then you know it's time to make a change. So I got out of there after 16 years. So that's what I do for a living right now. I get paid room and board to take care of my daughter's dog, and my dog gets a free ride too. What are we chewing? What are we chewing? It's a good thing I looked at you. Don't chew that. Oh yeah. Can't take your eyes off them. All right, third question in the personal section. What are your favorite movies? Oh boy, favorite movies. I love romantic comedies. I don't have one specific favorite movie. That's impossible. It's impossible because I love so many of them. Favorite movies, like You've Got Mail and While You Were Sleeping. How about The Egg and I? That's an old one with Fred MacMurray and Claudette Colbert. Do you remember them? Did you ever see that movie? It's an old black and white. Doris Day movies. Love them, love them, love them. My favorite ones are Please Don't Eat the Daisies and The Thrill of It All. I love those two movies with Doris Day. I love all her movies, but those two are my favorite. Well, no, with 6 you get egg roll. That's up there too. I own all those. I love, love, love those, definitely. I like space movies like The Martian, Lost in Space. Did you ever see the Lost in Space movie? How about the new one on the remake on Netflix for the old TV show? That was really good. Space Cowboys, Apollo 13, Gravity, Armageddon, Space Camp, The Astronaut Farmer, Starship Troopers. I love stupid space movies with astronauts and aliens and planets. I love that type of adventure. You know, where my mother loves Westerns, I love space stuff. Question number 4, marital status. Well, I am married, but I'm separated. Last month in August was 5 years that my husband and I have been separated. We got married. It's a long story, and it requires probably a story time video. But we have a long relationship since I was 14 and he was 15. So I am married but separated. The next question is, where is my husband? And I think, I don't know if they meant like, where is he in my life or where is he physically? So where he is in my life is married but separated. Where he is physically is across town. He and I own a home across town, and that's where I lived when I left 5 years ago. And he still lives there with his dog Cooper, who is a beagle. Beautiful boy, all boy. The softest, silkiest ears you ever felt. I can't stop touching his ears and massaging them when I'm near him. He gets so excited when he sees me. We got Cooper before we separated. So unfortunately, Cooper still thinks of me as mommy. And where is my mommy? You know, and that's very difficult for me to even think about. I'm going to insert a picture somewhere here of my husband and Cooper. They might be together or separate pictures. I'm not sure yet. I'm sure hope he doesn't mind, but then again, I'm pretty sure he'll never see this. But it's just a nice picture anyway, so. He's a very private person because of what he does, and just in general, he's always been a very private, quiet person. He works very close to me as well. I mean, really close. Like literally when I go to bed at night, he's like practically right outside my window. And it's weird because he works third shift at where he works. That's just weird to know that. Anyway, the next question, have you lived in PA all your life? No. Most of my life, yes. I was born in Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania, and when I was around 8, we moved to New York, Buffalo. We lived in 2 different places there. One was in Buffalo. I don't know if the first place was also Buffalo or not, but it was in New York somewhere. And we lived all over the place. We lived sometimes for just months and sometimes up to 2 years. Never more than 2 years in one place. I went to 14 different schools. 14 different schools. And I lived in Philadelphia. I lived in North Carolina when my children were born. They were both born down there. My husband was a Marine. So he was stationed in Lejeune, and we lived in base housing there. And when I moved down there, I was already 6.5 months pregnant. So my son was conceived in Pennsylvania, but born in North Carolina. And Chrissy was born there a couple years later. They're like 2.5 years apart. Oh, let's see. Then, oh, yeah, and Philadelphia when I was a kid, I wanted to mention. I still remember my address was 4830 Fillmore Terrace, apartment N12, Philadelphia, PA. I don't know the zip code, but my phone number was CU90699. That's weird. And that was back in the 70s. We were in Philadelphia for 1976, the 200th bicentennial anniversary of our country, and Philadelphia was the place to be then. Ugh. I also remember going to see Jaws in the movie theaters then when I was 10, and that's when I switched from bath time to shower time because I kept thinking Jaws was going to come up the drain and get me. So thanks, Mom, for taking me to see Jaws at the age of 10. Moving on. What kind of church do I attend? Right now I'm going to a church called Graceway Church of God. I heard that there's different Church of Gods. I don't know, but this is just a Pentecostal. It's Pentecostal like me. I am Pentecostal. I don't have a religion exactly. I have a relationship with Christ. That is not a religion. So I look for a faith-based church, something that they believe in the Bible, they preach the Bible, they believe, and they practice everything from the Bible. I come from an Assembly of God background because that's the type of church we were going to when we all got saved. But the church that I go to has to not only believe in but participate in all the things that are mentioned in the Bible, like clapping your hands to your songs and raising your arms in worship and laying on of hands for healing, being slain in the Spirit, speaking in tongues. All of that is what we believe in and are involved in our church, and that's what makes it Pentecostal, because it is so totally biblical. Excuse me. I was cold earlier, so I needed some hot tea. It's not very hot right now. So that's the kind of church that I go to. One more question. Favorite TV shows? All right, I love comedies like Big Bang, Young Sheldon. I don't really love Young Sheldon, but I do love comedies. There's a stupid show out there that I just love, Superstore. I forgot about that. That wasn't mentioned. There's some new shows out right now that are during their first season, and I've been watching them every week. The Resident, FBI, and The Rookie. I really like them. Oh, and Manifest. I've been watching that too. And my number one favorite show of all is The Walking Dead. I'm sorry, I'm a big Walking Dead fan. I also like Fear the Walking Dead, and I also watch the Talking Dead show that comes on after those two. It's just a discussion show to talk about what you just watched, and I like it. I love The Walking Dead, and right now we're in the middle of the first half of the 9th season of The Walking Dead, and Rick Grimes is gone, and it's very disappointing. But because I'm a big fan, I'm not going to just stop watching the show because someone I love is gone. That's not what a real fan does. If you're a true fan of the show, you're not going to leave. You're going to see it through to the end. Just like I was a true fan to the show Lost. For 6 years, I wasted my time watching that show. Ended up being the stupidest, biggest waste of my time. Anybody else feel that way about Lost? Don't even understand the last season. It made no sense. It was like they started just making it up every week as they went along, and they lost their ability to find their way through the show. They just couldn't think of anything, so they ended it really stupid, making the whole 6 years a complete waste of watching. It was really dumb. And I don't feel that way about The Walking Dead right now, and hopefully I won't when it finally ends. But the way that the show is going, it's going to be around for a while. I'm looking forward to that. All right, well, I've been on for quite a while now, and we're going to go ahead and end it here. Thank you for your questions. I hope I answered them sufficiently for you. Subscribe if I haven't scared you away by now. And like this video because that will really help my channel. Please leave your comments below. I love to listen to them. I look forward to them, and I will definitely respond to them ASAP. So until I see you again, be blessed.